The Kumasi Technical University is calling for international efforts to prepare girls adequately for the world of work. Acting Vice Chancellor Professor Mike Agbesi observes high youth unemployment, especially among young women, limits society's aspiration for progress. He was speaking at an event to mark the International Day of the Girl Child that was convened in Kumasi. Kwesi Debra brings us the update.
According to the 2015 Labor Force Survey report, over 1.2 million people of 15 years and above estimated to be unemployed. This represents a rate of 11.9%, out of which about 700,000 or 57.2% are females. Professor Agbesi says a radical decision on skill acquisition will ensure girls are not disadvantaged.
We must create opportunities for girls to acquire the relevant and employable skills to enable them contribute meaningfully to the national development agenda. It is therefore not surprising that the current government is embarking on a massive transformation or reform in the educational sector, with emphasis on technical and vocational education and training, TVET. The TVET second cycle institution and technical universities will be a vehicle for developing the technical skills of the youth, especially the girls, students and ladies.
The International Day of the Girl Child is set aside to create awareness of gender inequality female children face worldwide. This year's celebration was organized in collaboration with Women in Technology Education Development, WITED. Dr. Patricia Owusudako is senior lecturer of the Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology. She says girl-child education should place emphasis on technology innovation.
Actually, empowering the girl child is key to whatever we have to do as WITED. So we found the sub-team, empowering the girl child in technology innovation, quite appropriate as a sub-team to with her a skilled workforce, as has been chosen by the international organization.
Equip Hubs, a global network of innovation, is providing free training to empower participants to develop skills and positive attitude. It's been implemented in 6 countries, including Ghana. This will help beneficiaries to secure jobs and generate business ideas to start small business for enhanced livelihoods. Nadia Sullivan and Olivier Carignan-Bozejo are volunteers.
Here in Kumasi, there's so many opportunities and so many avenues that people can go in, and they can all be their own boss, they can be their own leader, and they can manage their own business.
Graduated, I think, from 1 cohort. There's 1 more cohort ongoing, and we are starting 3 other cohorts just this week. So we are on the way to achieve our objectives in terms of number of participants in the training room.
Reporting for JoyNews, Kwesi Debra.
Now, for the next year, the facilitators of the Jamestown Bickerby School of Creative Arts and Culture will heave a sigh of relief as the cost of mobilizing and keeping the children in school is going to be taken care of. Emmanuel, MC Anson and Shadrach Ashi say apart from the daily chore of hand-picking these children from their various homes to school and feeding them just to ensure right age education, they are also burdened with the provision of all teaching and learning materials from their own pockets. Now, thanks to a philanthropist who, after seeing the selflessness of these 2 gentlemen, as told by JoyNews, decided to assist them, Emefa Etiamwa Eli has learned all this.
It is well, with my soul.
That's how pupils of the Jamestown Bickerby School of Creative Arts and Culture express their gratitude to Mr. Original Ni Yemufio, a Ghanaian philanthropist based in the USA. Touched by the JoyNews story aired last month as part of the Enroll Me Now campaign to promote right-age enrollment, Ni Yemufio is lending a hand of support to these less privileged children. For the next 1 year, Ni says he will supply the school with boxes of sharpness, pencils and erasers to facilitate teaching and learning.
Thanks to these young men for what they are doing. I want to assure them that I will support them in as much as I can. This is just something small. This one, it was just off the fly, but I will take it up and I will support them as much as I can. I would encourage them to continue helping the community, young ones. They are part of us. It's not their fault that they are in this situation. So thanks for the hard work.
Facilitators of the school, Emmanuel McAnson and Shadrach Ashi, said the donation will greatly reduce the expenditure in running the school.
Some materials that you people have donated, I use my money to buy it. So it's going to help me a lot to cut off the cost of money that I spend on them.
The children, some of them don't have a uniform. So we have to use the money which we are using for the pencils and then the erasers for the uniform for them so that they'll be in uniform whenever they come to school.
Moved by the gesture, school prefect Alex Otu would not allow the English language restrict him from expressing their heartfelt gratitude.
I stand on behalf of Jamestown BKB to say a big thanks for what you people are doing. We all thank you very much.
Jamestown BKB. Jamestown BKB.
Emefa Atiamwa Eli reporting for Joy News, Accra.
The Health Minister, Kweku Agyeman-Manu, says the Health Ministry cannot be blamed for the various abandoned projects across Ghana. There has been pressure on government to complete some abandoned and completed health facilities across the country. The Health Minister was speaking after touring some health facilities in the Greater Accra region. Ifwa Evans Chinri now reports.
Health Minister Kweku Agyeman-Manu sometime in June this year said he was unaware of the existence of some 11 health facilities that had been abandoned after construction had been completed. According to Kweku Agyeman-Manu, he only found out about the facilities a few weeks ago when a circulating document on their existence was forwarded to him by the President's press secretary. During his tour of 5 new health facilities under construction, Mr. Agyeman-Manu says the Health Ministry cannot be blamed for these projects.
Some of these abandoned projects, right, are not anywhere in the books of the ministry. So it's like somebody sees it and comes to tell us before we go and do investigations and find out how it happened there. There is not a single thing that has been done by the ministry itself that has been abandoned. When we came in, the 10 hospitals we have commissioned in Central Region, right, they were just close to about 20% complete. We followed to complete all of them. We have commissioned. People are working in them now. Now I'm seeing Greater Accra. There are 6 of them. And we're looking at how we can finish quickly to get some of these things done. So when they're talking about abandoned projects, even these days, when you see the list of abandoned projects, they are adding some facilities that belong to the police, facilities that belong to the military, facilities that belong to corporates. We call them quasi-government institutions. So if Ports and Harbors are building a hospital, Bank of Ghana building a hospital, Commercial Bank building a hospital, the Maritime Academy building a hospital, they have nothing to do with us. They only collaborate at times to go and help them with designs and things like that.
The 5 hospitals will be located at Sege, Ashaiman, Botiano, Adenta, and Oduman. According to the branch manager of FAMED Engineering, Albert Taki, the project is 80% complete.
The first project was 2002 in Sogakope District Hospital. We did the Begro District Hospital and then the Gushegu District Hospital. From then we changed the concept because we wanted to bring the healthcare closer to the people and to the community. So we changed it to polyclinics, and we did 5 polyclinics in the northern region, 5 in the upper west, and then 5 in Brongahafo, 10 in the central region, and 5 in Greater Accra, And hopefully from January we are starting another 5 in the Western region. Well, with polyclinics, with the concept of the Ghana Health Service, you have all the facilities. So with other polyclinics, we have the laboratory, you have the dispensary, so everything is within polyclinics concept. We work together with the Ghana Health Service. So they will give us their obligations, the client's obligation, what they expect, and that is what we deliver.
Health Minister Kwekwa Agyeman-Manu says this is part of government's agenda to ensure quality health care for all.
The indication I'm getting from the project implementation units and their site meetings indicate that they will finish by December. And this is a 10-key project, so we are working towards probably operationalizing this place January next year. And I think within the time that we specify they will finish is what they are doing. So we should be comfortable with that. I'm looking at the location of this facility and the absence of larger hospitals on this major road. And we have only one theater in this design. So I suggested that we try even to convert somewhere to make it a theater, but it's a little bit too late. So we are suggesting expanding the place with a ward, one extra thing ahead of us in the future. That will bring in another theater. So that in case there's a major emergency, a road accident or something, nobody wishes that that happens. But we need to prepare against emergencies. We will have a facility in here.
Now, the 17-year-old victim of alleged sexual assault at Obuasi Senior High Technical School has revealed an official of the Ghana Education Service coached her to deny that the teacher forcibly had sex with her. 46-year-old Seth Amponsa is being investigated by the Ghana Education Service after he denied this act. Some aggrieved teachers of the school say amorous relationships between teachers and students of the school exposes the children to HIV/AIDS because a teacher of the school died of the disease 2 years ago. Manasseh Azure Awuni has been snooping to find out more about this all-important issue.
46-year-old Seth Amponsa has admitted the girl swept his office and studied there at night. He also admitted buying food from town for the girl and intervening when a senior seized her phone, but he denies sexually assaulting her. Some teachers of the school, however, say sexual relationship between teachers and students of the school has become a ritual. JoyNews has cited a petition written by a group of teachers calling itself Concerned and Patriotic Teachers of Obuasi Senior High Technical School. The petition, which was written in July and addressed to the municipal chief executive, alleged that the school authorities wanted to shield Mr. Amponsa and called for the intervention of the MC.
I said I should also take it upon myself since it's my former school and I have the school at heart. So I went to the school one evening to interview about 3 students. And truly, they confirmed what I heard, that something had happened and investigations are ongoing. So I came home, and then the following morning, I had to inform the PTA chairman, who was not in the know. So he promised following up the case. Then the next person I talked to was the Municipal Director of Education, who was also surprisingly not in the know. And he also promised to follow up. And the last person I spoke with was the BNI officer of Obuasi, who also promised to follow up. So I later called the headmaster and he said yes, there is an allegation of that sort, and he set up a committee to investigate the matter. So later, when the 3 officers I earlier mentioned had gone to meet with the headmaster, they called me and said the headmaster was not happy about the fact that those people have been informed.
The victim of the alleged sex assault has told JoyNews an officer from the GES, David Baba Afubi, invited her into a meeting and told her not to cooperate with investigative bodies.
They asked about the case and I narrated it to them. The complex JHS head asked what I wanted done about the case. I said I wanted the teacher punished because I was not the only victim. Mr. Mambo rebuked me, saying mine was the only that was out and I had no evidence of the rest. The GS officer told me if anybody asks about the case, I should say I just didn't like the teacher. That's why I accused him of sexually abusing me. He said that would kill the case and my education will not be affected.
Education director in the kind.
The head teacher of Complex Junior High School in Obuasi, Aaron Boafo, and the senior housemaster of Obuasi Sectec, Yakubu Mambo, were present at this meeting. They confirmed the meeting was held in Mr. Mambo's house, but denied the GS official tried to scuttle the investigation. Aaron Boafo said Mr. Afubi advised the girl not to cooperate with outsiders such as the media and not the GS officials. The MP for Obuasi East, Dr. Patrick Boachi Yadom, who is an old student of Obuasi Sectec, says the sex scandal which has become public is a tip of the iceberg.
There's widespread rumor on campus that not one male tutor, not two male tutors. I think what I heard was about more than 20 male tutors on campus who are alleged to be indulging in these immoral acts with the female students. And I felt this should not be allowed to happen on campuses of our second cycle institutions. These are young students, young females, they are vulnerable, and you can't use exam threat will help you to pass and woo these young vulnerable girls into these acts. That will not help them. You know, I'm a medical officer. There's this widespread prevalence of HIV in Ghana and then in Obuasi.
According to the teachers who petitioned the MCE, when a male teacher of the school died of HIV/AIDS complications 2 years ago, there was panic in the school because teachers often passed the girls around. They want the GES and stakeholders of the school to take a decisive action to end all forms of sexual relationship between girls and teachers of the school.
Now let's go to Parliament, and the minority in the House is disputing claims by President Akufo-Addo that his administration has saved Ghana some $7 billion after it renegotiated power deal signed by the John Mahama administration. Speaking at the Financial Times Africa Summit in London last week, the president said the savings came from the review of some 24 power purchase agreements. However, Minority spokesperson on energy, Adams Mutawakilu, is challenging government to make public details of these cancelled agreements that led to these savings.
We know that the sub-region, Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, Benin, Togo, will prefer to take power from Ghana. And you can only provide power to them where you have excess capacity. That means you have more than what you need, that then you can now supply. And that is why President Mahama invested heavily in the installed capacity and subsequent available capacity with the ESLA to provide liquidity to the area. So if President Nana Akufo-Addo now comes and say that, oh, they have renegotiated 8, rescheduled 8 and canceled 11, the first question I want is, and what I want him to do, is make public the 11 cancelled power purchasing agreement and the 8 that has been rescheduled, so that the Ghanaians, including civil society organization and the minority in parliament, will have the opportunity to scrutinize it. Because you can't be talking of savings without looking at the potential benefits. Because if we exploit this market and can put this power into use by exporting it, I believe that we'll earn more. So the $7 billion assessment was narrowly assessed, as if we need the power for only Ghana.
And that's how the cookie crumbles across the nation with our first bulletin of the day right here on the Joy News channel. More to come, no doubt.
Well, definitely. We have review of the newspapers, and thereafter we'll be looking at some great sports in highlight with Benedict Owusu and his team. Stay with us.